Why does everything have to have a cinematic universe now, really? Guys, I saw Kong Skull Island today, and let me just say, first of all, I was walking into this movie expecting not to like it at all. I didn't think it was going to be that great at all, and I actually walked out kind of pleasantly surprised by it, which is actually really pleasantly surprising. Kong Skull Island is the story pretty much of King Kong's origin. John Goodman in this movie leads a team of Sam Jackson, Tom Hiddleston, and Brie Larson, and Toby Kebbell, surprisingly, to a secret island that they've discovered via satellite images, and it's set in the 1970s, and they all go to this island to find King Kong. For the most part, every time Kong was on screen it's the best parts of this movie. It really is. Anytime Kong is on screen, eating things, kicking the crap out of things, and taking down helicopters, it's fantastic. Some of the characters in this movie don't really have a lot to do. A lot of the one-liners and jokes don't really work. The action is incredible. It looks great. The green screen, I will say, for the most part, was fine. I mean, they did shoot this movie for mostly on real locations. However, there's a couple of shots where you can tell it's green screened, and I'm not talking about the animals, I mean just like the background of like trees or a sky. There's a shot at night of like Tom Hiddleston and Brie Larson, and they're standing there and they're looking at Kong, and you can tell when it's on them that I swear I almost saw that little black line around them. You know, when you have that bad green screen effect. Let me talk about John C. Reilly for a second, because in the trailers, he dropped a couple of jokes in the trailers, and I'm like, oh, he's just going to annoy me this entire movie. He really is. He's just going to be annoying and not funny. Okay, yes, a lot of the jokes of his and pretty much everyone else's don't work. The jokes are not funny, at least for me, and I know a lot of other people that the jokes are not funny. He's actually the character that I grew to really love in this movie. I walked in expecting to just hate his character, just to be like, this guy's not going to be funny. And he's a funny actor, don't get me wrong. He's funny in other things. It's just in this movie, in the trailers that I saw before seeing the movie, I felt like the jokes of his weren't going to work. They didn't work, but I really liked his character. His character sort of has... It's one of the only characters in the movie where you complete his arc from start to finish the movie. It pretty much tells... You almost feel like you've been with him his whole life. And I kind of can't say anymore because I don't want to spoil it for people. But basically, you get a complete story of his. And that's real. That was really... by the end of it, I was kind of almost wiping a tear off my face because there's just so much emotion ended up in his character that I felt a connection, and he's like the only character I felt a connection to, aside from Kong. And I never thought, before Jungle Book, I didn't think I could feel emotion for CGI animals. Apparently I can. And even before Jungle Book, I mean, like Guardians of the Galaxy, you have like I felt emotion for a talking raccoon and a walking tree. And I've completely forgotten what my next point was. Let me talk about some of the other things I really enjoyed, and I'm going to get to some of the other things I really didn't enjoy, because I'm just going to keep going back and forth between things I liked and things I didn't like. That's been the trend of this video, so we're going to keep doing that. I really like the lore they set up, because obviously they're trying to set up a... you know, you had Godzilla directed by Gareth Edwards, and now you've got this King Kong movie, and obviously they've confirmed it's happening. They're eventually building up to King Kong versus Godzilla. This is a King Kong that I feel could actually take on Godzilla. This thing is huge. And the lore they set up and the backstory behind Kong and this island I found really, really interesting. Now let's jump over to something else I didn't like. And I love Sam Jackson, I really do, but in this movie, it's not a bad performance in this movie, but the writing of his especially, I felt was really bad. It was just... And Sam Jackson's, you know, normally he has all the cheesy lines. In this movie, they just they were too cheesy. They were just cheesy beyond, and there's a couple of scenes where he's just on this sort of revenge hunt, and I'm not spoiling anything, by the way, like, I really aren't, but basically, you know, soldiers are gonna die in this, like, King Kong's gonna take out some folk. If you can't get that from watching the trailers, then I'm sorry. But basically, Sam Jackson is going, he's on the hunt for King Kong. He wants to take King Kong down. And there's, I'm not kidding you, a few shots that last for like 10 seconds of just him and Kong having a stare off. Just like that for like 10 seconds. And it should have been a moment that was kind of epic. Like, I kind of enjoyed it, but it also was pretty bad. It was a guilty pleasure moment for me where I was like, that's really bad. But if anyone could stare down King Kong, it's Sam Jackson. I'm going to talk about Tom Hiddleston for a second. I love Tom Hiddleston. So basically in this movie, you've got Captain Marvel, you've got Loki, you've got Mace Windu or Nick Fury, you've got Fred Flintstone, and you've got Toby Kebbell, who was Doom in that craptastic 4 movie. Tom Hiddleston in this movie is Tom Hiddleston. Basically, I mean, these are all the actors are pretty much just playing themselves. Tom Hiddleston is fine. A criticism I have is he is somehow a trained ninja. He's supposed to be some sort of tracker who can track things and can find people that are lost and can find and knows how to navigate jungles and things. But he's also, there's a scene where he takes on some things with a sword and he goes like full ninja, and it's just like, well, that kind of doesn't really make any sense. I was overall pretty pleasantly surprised with this movie. The characters didn't have much depth, but at the same time, how much character depth did you need in a King Kong movie? Although I would have liked some more. It would have made the movie a little bit better. Some highlights, I'll just reiterate some highlights for me. John C. Reilly actually really surprised me. Now, there is a post-credit scene of this movie. Stick around to the end because it does give you that extra little flavor for what they're trying to set up. I seriously, I was half expecting Sam Jackson as Nick Fury to pop up at the end and just be like, Kong, you are part of a larger universe, you just don't know it yet. I'm here to talk to you about the Monsters Initiative. This movie is okay. It's fine. It's a fun 2 hours at the movies. You know, it's a fun shove popcorn in your face kind of movie. It's nothing special. I did find myself walking out pleasantly surprised by the movie. Let me know what you guys think of King Kong in the comments down below. If you like this video, click right here and subscribe to my channel. And I will talk to you guys next time.